There's not much you can't fix with a staple gun, box cutter, a glue gun, and some rope. Just don't buy them all at once, then the people at the register look at you funny. Hi everybody, my name's Jason and welcome to Cats and Pats. So my kitties have some favorite things. One of Luna's is the scratcher. Also, all three of them really like this pedestal thing. But with kitties being kitties, the more they use them, the more they get scratched up, frayed, and kind of just messed up. So the second R in the Going Green mantra is reduce, reuse, recycle. But today we're adding a fourth R, and that's repair. And that might already be a thing, but whatever, I'm making it up for us for now. So if you've been watching Cats and Pats for a while now, maybe a year-ish, you might remember my first live stream was actually repairing this the first time. And it worked really well, and obviously I need to do it again. And if you look at the top of this thing, it's all frayed and messed up, and I've been saying for weeks I'm gonna repair it, but that still hasn't happened. So I thought today, why not show you how I do it? And maybe it'll give you inspiration for some of your things. Alright, we're gonna get started with the scratcher first. Get this out of the way. Step one is to get rid of all this frayed junk and get all the way down to a place where you have like good rope. So here goes. And a box cutter should do the trick. It should be pretty easy to get off. Just kind of cut yourself a line to get it started and then start peeling. There we go. Make sure you have a helper to inspect the quality of your work. So yeah, I'm just gonna tear down to a certain point where it's pretty frayed. And mostly Luna scratches higher up here. Some of these parts down here look pretty frayed, but mainly it's coming down from the top. So I'm gonna stop about here and then using my box cutter just kind of shave this down so it's short and not as scraggly looking. Lots of this is stapled in over and over. I'm not trying to pull all those out, so I'm just gonna trim it down. So you can take this ball of like rope and glue and just chuck it. Next, I'm gonna take the scratcher off the base just to make things a little bit easier when I glue it back and repair it. Now it's re-roping time. First thing I'm gonna do is get the end of my rope, put it up at the top, and just kind of staple it in place. You can remove that staple later on, but for the time being, it'll be really nice to have the rope held there as you glue it back on. So there we go, held in place enough. Just gotta plug this in and get rolling. And so, while that's heating up, this is a really simple process. It's just glue and wrap around, and then make your way down. And you should be able to do it pretty quick. If you have a second person around, they can sit there and hold the scratcher and kind of just slowly rotate it for you, and that makes it even easier. But if you're riding solo, my best approach is just to apply it with one hand, and then wrap the rope over with the other. And then you can either use your glue gun hand to kind of spin it, or just kind of push it forward and rotate it around, and then slide it back every once in a while. So here goes. The big thing is, try to keep your rope nice and tight together. And also try not to burn your finger. The first row is probably the hardest, but then it gets really easy. Okay, so I've really found my groove in doing this. Got the scratcher resting on my leg. I'm using my left two fingers to kind of push the rope upwards. My right hand is still crank out the glue. And then I'm just kind of rotating the scratcher as I go. And it's going pretty quick. Okay, made it all the way to the bottom. Now I just gotta cut it off. Boom! Back to a fresh and newish scratcher. I definitely didn't push the rope together as tight as I should have, but it should be nice and scratchy until the next time I have to repair it. You excited, Bugga? Are you excited, Bugga? Alright, Luna. Let's see it. Now you're not gonna show anybody? We'll just set this back here and see if she comes along. Or comes around, I guess. Whatever. Okay, so moving right along. The bottom of this, still pretty solid. It's just the top that has exposed wood and staples and it's kind of janky. So same approach as before. I'm cutting this off and then I'm gonna wrap it with something they can scratch on. Alright, let's see. Disconnected, disconnected, disconnected. Okay, a little bit more here. Let's just cut the top in half to make things easier. You can see we have a staple or two to hold things in place. You can see one here, there's one or two right here. Trash. Oh, there's a lot of staples underneath here. I guess they just wrapped around and stapled it, which makes sense. And if I would have thought further ahead in advance, I could have got some carpet from my parents and wrapped around here. But I didn't, so here we are. Pulling staples, pulling staples. All I'm doing is pulling staples. Few more staples, all the staples. How many staples do they need in this thing? Heavens to Betsy. Alright, so all this staples and nastiness later, and here we are, just bare wood. Now let's make it kitty-fied. So, I kind of ran into a little bit of a predicament. Rope wrap sounds good, but on the downside, you can't really rope wrap around the end here. Like, I can wrap around and around and around, but there's not really a good way to cover the front of this. Which the exposed wood really isn't that big of a deal, but they always wrap their paws around there and it looks cute. I kind of wanted something over top of it, so here's my plan. From all the junk I cut off here, I cut out this little square, which is the exact width of this little board here. So my idea is I'll use this little square as like an end cap. So I'll put it right here at kind of like its midsection. I'm gonna wrap the top down and wrap the bottom down. Like that. I'm gonna staple it top and bottom and then rope wrap around the outside over top of here, over top of the staples, all the way down. I'm not really sure how well hot glue works on wood, so I think I'm gonna staple certain sections on the underside to kind of hold it and then hot glue the top. And I figure if I wrap it around pretty tight, it should work pretty well. So here goes. Jason, why didn't you do the bottom side first? Right, so get this nice and tight here. Nice and tight, nice and tight. Boom, end cap. So like before, I'm gonna start with a staple, which I should have done higher. Now I'm just gonna start wrapping. Come back around again to make sure the top is really lined up. Nice and bundled. This is how you shoot yourself in the eyeball with a staple gun. So let me get my rope over here. That way I can actually wrap around here without having to throw it around every single time. I guess the hot glue is still worth it. Doesn't hurt, right? Once again, trying to keep it tight. Clearly I'm no construction expert, but kitties don't care that much. Alright, so I stapled and glued my way all the way down. The staples are all on the underside and they're mostly like not exposed. And now I was just gluing the top. And I have this little lump here where it went over top of the carpet, which I was just gonna leave, but since this was fast enough, I might do another layer of rope all the way back up to about this point. So the real nice thing about doing this is that the glue soaks into the rope fibers on either side. It really holds it together well, as well as now I've covered up any of those exposed staples. I'm just going to cut off where I finished. Then I'm going to use my last bit of glue here to kind of hold these ends in place, kind of get underneath the fibers and glue this rope together some so the edge isn't sliding off here. It's stapled on the side, but I don't want it to be all floppy. Boom, platform renovated. And so yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this. I think the kitties are gonna love getting up here, which they do anyway, but now they can actually scratch at this and have some like rope to claw through. I just think this is gonna be perfect. So yeah, in total to record this and to get stuff, this took about an hour to do. And with 2 people, you could probably crank through it a lot faster. And so with a little glue and a few staples, I gave 2 of my cats like most favorite things to get on a whole new life. And that's pretty exciting. Have you done any cool repairs for your cat's toys? Or do you know of a better way I could have renovated these as far as using glue or staples or something else? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you're into the whole DIY scene, I have a whole bunch of DIY cat toy videos. I'll have a playlist link below and at the end of this video. And I'll even put one above my head right now. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. I'm here every week. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.